Klijent kompanije je renomirana toronska advokatska firma koja se isključivo bavi kanadskim imigracijnim zakonom. Za konsultacije javite se Veni Li ili Marku Vitoroviću na telefon 416 321 0100. Da nabavite vozilo vrhunskog kvaliteta pod povoljnim finansijskim uslovima, nazovite Denija ili Davida iz Nissana Wellovdale na telefon 905 881 3900.
Aronia berry is purely organic, it is natural, there are no pesticides and no GMOs. Aronia juice is the best antioxidant juice in the world. I can't recommend it strongly enough. It is chock full of vitamins, minerals, and other nutritious substances. Aronia juice is one of the finest that you can get, and specifically this particular product. You add a little bit of it to water and you drink it, and you know what? It's absolutely delicious. For your health, Aronia juice.
U današnje vreme ekonomske krize sve je više razgovora kako wealthy ili imućni život propagiran kroz masovne medije kao moć zadovoljstva kapitalizma zameniti sa healthy ili živeti zdravo. Ali ovakvo opredeljenje iziskuje sukob sa navodnim civilizacijskim produktima progresa, načinom ishrane, stilom života bez stresa i ostvariti balans koji će nas učiniti bar malo srećnijim. Na ovu temu održavaju se brojne konferencije, imamo sve više informacija kroz socijalne medije i predavanja. Na jednom ovakvom organizovanom skupu nastupili su Marija, Chantal i Nada uz učešće i nekoliko sponzora, među kojima je i Golijska Ronija. Pogledajte kratak zapis koji smo zabeležili za vas.
So I'm going to talk to you a bit about what this event is and what we're seeking to achieve today. The lovely food that you have is all raw vegan food, and the reason we think that raw vegan food is important is because it supports us in raising our level of consciousness. So when we stop and ask questions about the food that we put into our bodies every day, we receive answers. So we can find information about what is beneficial about the plant-based lifestyle, and we also ask more questions about where our food comes from, how, if we eat animal-based products, how those animals were treated. And if we just take some steps to improve our choices, we're definitely on the right path. So this event isn't so much about telling anybody to go raw or go vegan or that that's the only way to go. We just want to encourage you to make the best possible choices for yourself.
So one of the things that happens when we cook our food or heat it is that it actually denatures the proteins, it renders the fats carcinogenic, and it caramelizes the carbohydrates. So even though there have been some reports suggesting that heating food can release certain kinds of nutrients quicker than eating raw, the main thing is that many other nutrients are damaged in that process. So yeah, basically when you heat your food, you are receiving naked calories for the most part.
All right, so during my presentation later on in the evening, I'll be talking about biophotons in our food and scientific evidence that shows that there is actual living light energy that we ingest when we eat the food that we take in. So on our slides here, we have some examples of the difference between raw food versus cooked food and the energy that it emits. You can see here how the raw corn emits a very high amount of biophotonic energy, whereas the cooked corn has obviously lost some of its energetic ability. So biophotons were first discovered in 1922 by a Russian embryologist. Later, Semyon Kirlian developed a method to photograph this energy, and I'll be talking more about further evidence by Fitz-Albert Popp, who developed this theory in the 1970s and is still active in researching bioenergy and biophotons in our food. And the ultimate message in this is that we are actually beings of light. So we do have a physical body, we do interact with the physical world, but there is also a light-based aspect of our being, and there's a light-based, energy-based aspect of our food that can help us heal and help us regulate our biological functions.
So even when we cook our foods, sometimes our bodies actually recognize that as a foreign pathogen, and we sometimes respond with inflammation, and this can really cause problems later on, like chronic diseases. So this is just another slide explaining the difference and showing the biophotons between raw and cooked food, and wild foods give off more biophotons and had levels that were double that of cultivated organic foods.
Okay. So I'm just going to touch on the aspect of this photo that shows us that highly cooked and irradiated food gave off almost no detectable biophoton energy. So that's definitely something for us to consider when we're making our daily food choices as to the type of energy that we're ingesting and what effect that has when it's in our body.
Proud to be here and representing, and I'm very proud to be part of your process. And it is a process, isn't it? Like healer, I think we all are healers, but healers truly are compassionate people for a very good reason. We've learned to really feel emotional about the struggles in life, and we learn to overcome them through our own belief systems. And we also learn to unlearn. And that unlearning takes education. So thank you, Maria and Chantal, very much for your presentation. You are so appreciated.
So I know that you're a very well-recognized energy healer, and I'd love to hear more about your work. So if you could tell us more about that and how you got into it and what's going on in your life right now, I would definitely love to hear from you.
Sure, thank you. I'll blend with what you had to say about life force and biophoton energy. Everybody has light energy. If you're in a cement building, there's light coming down through a building, and science has measured this and proven this. So more and more human beings are learning to even see and feel and sense through other sensory innate wisdom that we have inside us, that there's something more than what we read in a book. We're guided by something that we can't always see and understand and appreciate in a book. I'm an intuitive, and I'm very sensitive to information. I help people create wellness in their life through the business world. I have a program that I teach, Have Heart, Have Wealth, to CEOs across the world. India was the most recent one, where they've hired me to teach 50 CEOs, and then in turn we would teach 500 of their employees and go across the Middle East. So I hope to be doing that more locally here. I am an author, Deeper Souls, Less Shoes. I have a TV show on Discovery Channel, and I'm about to travel across the world, starting in Italy, to teach about energy centers in the earth and how they relate to the human body. So lots happening.